This is Ryan and Mike here at GLAAD.
Okay.
We're gonna mute the phone once we get started, but for now, so we don't keep hearing all this. But for now, welcome and good to hear your voice.
Yeah.
And hi, if anybody is.
Okay.
Who
else is there other than Antoinette?
This is Glennis Teixeira.
Hi, Glennis. How are you?
Hi. I'm in.
Great. People are getting in. I need to get. You know what I need to get? I need to download something before we get this started.
How does everybody feel?
I was telling him.
Now, is it just Antoinette and Glennis, or are there other people who are hiding? We have some shy volunteers right now.
Oh, you're on mute. Why are you on mute? Okay.
Yes, I think unmuted for questions. It's fine. So far, there's been more of a feedback, but nothing like.
No. Is this working? We're going to get started in just a minute or two, everybody. Thank you for hanging on.
Okay.
And everybody who's on Google, hi. That's fine. Yeah, everybody who's on Google, hi, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to get started in a minute. Hi, everybody joining. Thank you.
They're up here.
We are going to start in 1 minute.
Okay. 1 minute. Okay.
As soon as I figure out how to get one of these things situated.
Full screen?
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Thank you. Oh, actually, I
How's
did
your
do that.
schedule?
Okay, I'm gonna put everybody now on mute, but then if you have any questions during it, feel free to email me them, or I will unmute at the end and have everybody be able to ask questions. So I'm gonna do that just while we're going through all the details.
The conference is now in listen-only mode.
Okay, great. All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. And thank you all so much for signing up to volunteer. It really means a lot to have all of you guys so interested in GLAAD and in the work that we do. And for you to take the time to come out on Saturday or Friday and volunteer, and especially to take the time to make this call today, it really means a lot. And we really couldn't do any of this without you. And you know, I mean, as you guys know, the Media Awards is a lot of things. In part, it's a big fundraiser. You know, it raises such a large percentage of our, our yearly budget, so that we're able to do all the programmatic work that we do here at GLAAD. But it's also a celebration of all the positive media representations for LGBT people that have, come out over the last year. And it's really important to recognize these, these media people and these shows and these movies that are doing such great work. And beyond all that too, it is a huge media event in itself that gets a lot of impressions and really goes out across the world and across the country, and is really a great resource for people everywhere, LGBT people everywhere and straight allies everywhere. And so it's just amazing that all of you are here on board to make this happen, and I can't thank you enough. And just so everybody knows, I'm Ryan. I'm the one who's been emailing you like crazy, and I'm sure your inboxes have been inundated. If you're on the live stream, this is Mike Hill.
Hi.
Sorry.
Do you want to?
No, you can do it.
I run the silent auction portion, but I thought I'd pop in and say hello. Thank you guys all for doing this. It really does make a huge difference in our organization. And I know, especially on behalf of like our president and everybody else, it means so much to us. So thank you.
Great. Okay, if you're on the live stream, I'm going to switch over to a PowerPoint, and if you're just on the call, I'm going to go through everything, so don't worry that you're not missing the PowerPoint. But let's just switch that over.
That's not my name.
No, that's my name.
My ball.
All right, great. So here we are, Media Awards. I want to just reiterate again, if you have any questions throughout all of this, feel free to email me, and I'll check it when we get to that portion. And if you're on the call, I will unmute it, and we will try to see if we can get questions in one by one. Okay, so here's the PowerPoint. Thank you again. I just want to start off by saying to everybody that we do still need some volunteers for tomorrow. So if you are available tomorrow, or if you know anybody who might be available and interested tomorrow, that would be great. We need one more person tomorrow at 2 o'clock, 3 more people at 3 o'clock, and 3 people at 5:15. The 2 earlier shifts would be at the Waldorf Astoria, and it would be with help setting up things like lanyards, tribute books, talent packs, so that sort of preparation. And then the 5:15 shift would be for check-in at our pre-party. So you need to be 21 or older to do that one, but it's a really fun opportunity. And if you do come and volunteer for that, you'll be able to join in the last hour, hour and a half or so once you're done. And Mike is actually the one who will be there, I believe, will be you.
For after party check-in?
No, for pre-party tomorrow.
Oh, for pre-party, yes. So if you're doing pre-party tomorrow, you will see me then, and we're going to give you some iPads, and you can check in. People are very simple. So, yeah.
So again,
and that's at number 8.
So again, that'll be at 5:15, but also at 3 o'clock and 2 o'clock. If you or anyone you know can volunteer, please just send me an email, sign up now. We really need to get these slots full, and so I'd appreciate any support that you can give there as well. Okay, we're going to start with just really nitty-gritty details, as I'm calling it. As you should know by now, the event is going to be at the Waldorf Astoria. It's 301 Park Ave, which is between 49th and 50th Streets. One thing to note is that there's an entrance to the hotel on every block. It's a bit of a maze inside. The best thing to do is to go in the main entrance, which is the entrance off of Park Avenue. So whether you're coming tomorrow for a training or whether you're coming on just on Saturday, please just go and use the Park Avenue entrance. Once you get in, you're going to be checking in the Herbert Hoover room on the 4th floor.
You walk all the way to the back. Like you go up the front stairs, you can go through a marble room, and then you're going to go past elevators and then into the lobby where all the guests check in. And then you're going to go past another set of elevators, and you're going to go through all these glass cases with all this nice stuff. And then you'll see stairs eventually on your right. And then that's how you'll go up to the 4th floor.
You can take those stairs to the 4th floor, or once you see those stairs, there is another elevator bank to your right, and you can take that elevator up to the 4th floor. If you have any problem finding it, you can always call me, or even easier, you could just ask any hotel staff person where the Herbert Hoover room is on the 4th floor or how you get there. So if you just remember Herbert Hoover room, 4th floor, you should be good to go. So that's where you're going to come and check in first thing on Saturday. So some of the volunteer roles that we have, I mean, all of you know obviously what role you're in, but just so you get a sense of how amazing our volunteers are and how much work you guys are doing here at the awards and how much we depend upon you. You guys are responsible for setup, guest registration, silent auction, which is Mike's thing, staff and volunteer check-in, greeting guests and talent, the live auction, and the fundraising pitch, which is one of the most important things that we come out of this awards with. Being ambassadors for our Spirit Day campaign, checking in the press, and also serving as assistants to our talent and production managers. So honestly, it's just amazing the amount of things that you guys do. And Mike actually is running away for a second, but later in the call, Mike can talk a bit to the live auction, or the silent auction experience. So if you are a silent auction volunteer, you'll get to hear a bit about that. Everybody else, you will get either a training on site on Saturday, or you will have your guest registration training tomorrow if you are a guest registration volunteer. But yeah, basically, again, once you check in, that's when you'll get placed with whichever staff member it is that is, your team captain, and you'll get your marching orders from there, unless, again, your guest registration, which will happen tomorrow. Mike, do you want to actually talk for a second about the silent auction experience?
Yeah, like specifically on silent auction, it's huge. We have basically $250,000 in different in retail value in terms of silent auction items. And basically what you guys will be doing, I mean, there's different functions in terms of inventorizing, keeping an eye on the items, but also you have devices, Kindles, and you're going to be selling people on trying to register to bid, because once they register, they'll get text messages through their phone that will tell them that they were outbid, and it's a browser-based app, so they get texted the link. But then once you click on the link, then you go to the browser and you can see all the items. If you want to check it out now, it's at 501auctions.com/GLAADNY, and all the items are listed there now. It's not completely finished, so don't judge me. But it's a really cool app, and you can tell anybody, even if they're not present at the show, to register. I would highly recommend, if you know anybody who wants any of those items. I mean, there's stuff from concert tickets to furniture to all types of things, and you can get it for like a lower price than you normally would, especially if you are getting it at the opening bid. So it's really exciting, and I mean, that's just my portion, so that's why I'm selling it more than the others. But everything else is great too, greeting and everything else directly contributes to the success of the event. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you. And I've been getting some questions coming through, which is great. Thank you guys for sending them. And I will, if you've sent one in, I will address it. We're going to be touching on some of these things already, but I will definitely come back to them. So definitely keep those coming if you have any. Great. The next thing is just sort of what to expect. If you haven't ever done a media awards before, what am I doing? What's happening when I actually get there, and what are some of the things I should know? One thing we say is just to please just bring as little as possible with you. I'm not sure at this point. I don't think at this point we're going to have a dedicated volunteer room. So there's not really going to be a place for you. And even if we do manage to get that, which I should know later tonight or tomorrow morning when I speak to my colleague who arranges all the hotel rooms. Even if we do, there's not going to be anybody there able to really watch over it. So just bring as little as you can, and that's definitely just a good policy to go by. Also, you're going to be working hard, so definitely come, eat before you come. Have some drinks, have some water before you come, and just come ready to work. Also, we do ask volunteers to expect to leave when their shift is over. Sometimes some volunteers will be asked to stay longer if they're able, because of needs that arise at the show, and that of course could happen. So be open and flexible to that if that works for your schedule. But do plan to be done when your shift does end, and and everybody is invited to come to the after party. So definitely plan on that if that's something that interests you. That happens right after the show ends at 10, so that's 10 to midnight. So all of you are welcome there. Definitely feel free to join, and it's definitely a really fun time. It was great in LA, and it should be great here in New York as well. What to wear? This is one that I'll touch on this. I actually did get a question about this during this live stream. Oops, let me pull it up. So I've been saying business formal / cocktail attire, which I get is a little bit vague. It's really, it's a balance between looking professional and wearing what's comfortable for you. If you normally wear dresses, then a dress is definitely appropriate. If you don't, then nice slacks, a blouse, shoes that are not sneakers, not flip-flops. You can wear a suit with a tie and a jacket. If you don't want to wear a full suit, then maybe just go for either a tie or a jacket, just something to sort of dress it up a bit. And Yeah, I mean, the idea is really just to look professional, look nice. Mike, do you have any more specifics? I know that
It's black
get a
tie
little
optional,
bit.
so like guys just wear a suit. It doesn't have to be black. I wore blue for the LA show. I'm wearing black this time, if that helps. And then girls just wear like a nice dress or like a classy pantsuit. I think is appropriate. Like our head of development rocked one that was
It was awesome.
pretty hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just like something that you would wear to something formal, but it's not restrictive.
Yeah, and I feel like you might be getting mixed messages because I just said, no, it doesn't have to be a suit. I mean, if you have a suit, if you're comfortable in a suit, if that's something that you can wear, then it's
I would say at
definitely
least
the
a jacket.
safe
You don't
bet.
need a tie.
Yeah, I said jacket or tie.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's the safe bet. But if
And then
you
like neutral colors, like don't like do what I did for my 8th grade dinner dance and wear like a white tux and look like an ice cream man.
but I mean, for example, if you don't have a suit, because I know not everybody does, then a pair of khakis and a button-up, that works. And again, like Mike said, if you have a jacket or if you have a tie. And this is only for everybody who is volunteering at night. If you're there for the morning setup shift, 12 to 4, then just wear casual clothes. If you're there for another morning shift, 10 to 2, we have some people on staff check-in. That is also casual. But if you're there at any time really after 2 or 3, sorry, unless you're on that 12 to 4. If you're there really anytime after 4, then be thinking of dressing a little bit nicer. And again, here on the PowerPoint, just be professional. There are few rules officially, but I would say that there are 3 rules that do matter a lot. And so I wanna call attention to them, and I wanna be serious about them. The first is really no gossiping, and it sounds kind of silly and childish, but the reality is, there's a lot of celebrities there, there's a lot of press there, and there's also a ton of ears all over the place. And especially if you're on a headset, which some of you will be, nothing you say on a headset is private. It goes out to everybody in the whole channel. So you never know if that person sitting behind you might be a reporter for, I don't know, the Hollywood Reporter or something like that. And if you say something about an interaction you just had with this celebrity or whatever it is, then they may write that and they may wind up in the papers the next day. And then you have, oh, I didn't realize that this was this. If you're the PowerPoint, then you have
I love Lindsay right there.
tons of press. So really, just don't gossip. Just be aware.
Don't gossip.
Just be aware of that. Yeah, just in general.
And this one too is kind of a general statement.
This one is also general. No, it's not. The next one is no alcoholic beverages. Please do not partake in any alcoholic beverages while we are at the, while you're working at the awards. There's tons of booze there overflowing. There are tons of open bars.
Yes.
And really just don't. If you stay for the after party, or if you even come back for the after party and you are 21 or older, then feel free at that point in time to partake in alcoholic beverages. That is
Totally.
absolutely welcome. But
also know then too, like, you're a volunteer, you are representing GLAAD.
it is true.
So just know that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and also if you are coming to the after party, come to my silent auction, check out Jess to get the wristbands. We give them out to volunteers. So we don't need your volunteer badge. Yes.
Okay, and then the last one is no photos with celebrities. This is a rule for everybody. This is not just volunteers, this is staff too. This is, well, all of these are staff too, but.
Yeah, no, we'll be doing the same thing on our staff
Yeah.
account tomorrow for
but
all 3 of these actually.
really just don't, I mean, I know that it's exciting sometimes if you see somebody who's your favorite celebrity, but one of the things that we really want, that I think that the GLAAD Media Awards have a reputation for, and that we want to continue to be a reputation, is that this is a space where the celebrities can come and not be, hounded by paparazzi or, people just looking for pictures all over the place. So in LA, I did have to ask a couple of volunteers to stop doing that, and it's awkward and it's not fun. So,
and also I apologize, guys, if the PowerPoint is not advancing. Brian will make sure to send it all out to you guys in case you miss any notes, although most of it we covered verbally, but it's always good to refer to something.
yes, absolutely. Okay, this would actually be, if I could get my computer to work, it would be a good time to do Okay. I'm going to go through one of the questions that I got here. We talked about the dress code, but I did get a question about the training tomorrow and whether it's required to go. The training tomorrow at 6 p.m., to clarify, is only for guest registration volunteers. If you are not a guest registration volunteer, then you do not need to be at that training. That is not for you because it is specifically for what that role entails. So no, you don't have to be there if you're not a guest registration volunteer. If you are a guest registration volunteer, I think I've actually spoken individually with each of you, and I know which ones of you are not able to make it. I know which ones are, and it is required for guest registration volunteers. What else is happening tomorrow, which may be confusing a bit, is that there will be a walkthrough of the space at the Waldorf, and that is at 6:30. That is optional. You do not have to be there. It's totally if you just want to get in there and see the space, if you're free, and if you'd like to, meet some of the other volunteers, then you definitely are welcome to do that, and we'll be there for that. I also, as Mike already addressed, got a question about the PowerPoint being frozen, and I'm sorry about that. It was not frozen here, and so I don't know why it is, but we can stop
Google's
sharing that because there's no point in
Wouldn't
it.
you rather look at us anyway?
But
Amanda Chen is here, by the way. Amanda, can you get in the frame?
Hi.
And she is doing silent auction as well. She's also from LA. Did you mention you're from LA?
no.
You flew out? She literally just got off the plane. So
So sorry about the PowerPoint. But I can send that out to everybody. So if you're just on the phone and didn't get to see it anyway, then you'll be able to look at it. And if you were on the webcam, but it froze, then you'll still get to it. Okay. I'm gonna try to, I don't have any more questions in my inbox. I'm gonna try to open it up. Well, actually, hold on. Before I open it up real quick to questions, I'm gonna just finish going through the last final details that I have here on the slide. Moving forward, what's gonna happen is tonight you're gonna get your final assignment email. If I was talking a little too fast, or if you missed anything, all of the main details that were talked about on this call will go out in that email. So you will have that coming to you tonight. Please look for it. Definitely read it. It'll be an introduction to the staffer who you'll be working with, and it'll have all the details for your role on Saturday or Friday if you're volunteering then. Events that are happening tomorrow are, like I just said before, the guest registration training at 6 and the volunteer walkthrough at 6:30. For that, we'll meet in the Park Avenue lobby, right inside the main entrance of the Waldorf Astoria. And again, I'll put that in the email that goes out tonight. And then Saturday, just to remember, when you do arrive, go up to the Herbert Hoover room on the 4th floor to check in.
yeah, you have to. That's the only way to get your credential, and you can't really get around anywhere without a credential. So it's
Yeah.
important.
And I'm gonna make one more plug for volunteers tomorrow because we definitely need some more. So again, that's 1 person at 2 o'clock, 3 people at 3 o'clock, and 3 people at 5:15 who are 21 or over. If you or anybody you know might be interested in that, please just let me know. Give me an email, give me a call. That would be great. And I just want to say once more to everybody, thank you so much for taking the time to volunteer, for taking the time to call in, and for just being amazing and putting up with all of my emails and all of my calls and all of this. You guys are amazing. I can't wait to meet all of you, whether it's tomorrow or Saturday, and I really appreciate it all. I actually have, let's see, I might have some more questions. So we're gonna open it up to questions on people who are called in, but okay, where is the training for guest registration? Great question. I'm going to send that out in the email that you get tonight, so you'll have it there in writing, but it's gonna be on the 2nd floor of the Waldorf Astoria. So what you would do is you go in that main entrance as we discussed, you walk all the way back to the stairs, and you take the stairs straight up to the 2nd floor, and it's right there in the atrium that you come up onto on the 2nd floor. If you need to take the elevator, you can also take the elevator on the right of the stairs to the 2nd floor. But again, that will be in your email tonight. And I will be in the lobby tomorrow to guide people and to greet you. So there should be no confusion really tomorrow about that. But thank you for asking, because I did not say that.
So do you want to open it up for questions?
Yeah, so we're gonna try to open the conference call line up for questions.
Yeah. Just put your phone on mute if you feel like you have crazy feedback.
Yeah,
So
if you
everybody
can
else
put
doesn't
your
have to
phone
suffer.
on mute if you're not going to be asking anything, and then just state your name before asking your question. That would be great.
And your role.
We'll see if we have any. Let me just figure it out. Bum, bum, bum.
Amanda, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good.
The conference is no longer in listen-only mode.
Does anybody on the phone have a question?
Yes, is there food for the volunteers?
There is food. I'm working right now with Aaron Corpus is
The project manager
The
of
project
the event.
manager. Yeah, the project manager who works with the hotel. And so I'm working with her. I know that food has been an issue in the past. And so I know if you volunteered before, this has been something that's been an issue. And I'm working with her. There will definitely be food. I'm not entirely sure yet what quantity of food we will have. And so I'm going to be working with her, and hopefully it'll be enough for everybody. If it's not, then anybody who's working a double shift will absolutely have food. And anybody who's there around, like at the time
The night
served.
shift are going to be like, if you're not on
Yeah.
the night shift, you're not really going to get food. But if you work a double throughout the day, we're going to try to make it work for you. It's just hard because budget.
The prices are crazy for it, but I mean, I'm pushing
You're really pushing for it.
I'm pushing really hard for it. I pushed really hard for it in LA, and it ended up working out. But I know the rates are higher here. But again, like I said, I know that this has been a problem in the past, and it's really not reflective of the commitment that Sarah Kate Ellis, president of GLAAD, has for volunteers. And so it's something that I'm really I'm hoping will work out perfectly. And if it's not perfect, it will at least be as good as possible.
Yes.
And that information will be all sorted out tomorrow, and you will have information on that.
That was very diplomatic.
Thank you
Our
for the
future president. Right?
thank you for the question though, because this is actually, I joined GLAAD in December, so this is only my second media awards and my first New York. So many of you are, far more experienced in this than I am. And I just, going from what I've heard from past years, that's one thing that I wanted to make sure was improved this year. Any other questions?
Yeah. Do you have to check out credentials at the end of the shift, or since there's going to be an after party, if we're partaking in that, do we just check it out after the after party? What is the situation that?
You don't have to return the credentials, right?
You don't have to return the credentials. No,
Your
you can
credential,
keep that.
as far as I'm concerned, and Brian will put this in the email, your credential is your ticket to the after party, because I can't give it out to you and 30 of your friends because you think you volunteered, So, and if you were to lose your credential, then I'll have to look back at the volunteer list to make sure that you volunteered and check your ID. It's just because we don't want overflow for the after party, but if you volunteered, we definitely want to let you in because the after party is where it's at.
Yeah, so hang on to the credential, and if for some reason you have any problems, if you were to lose it, or if you were to have any problems with security or anything like that, then my cell phone number will be in the next email I send to all of you, and you can always call me, and if there's any issue like that, I will be there, and I will make sure that that issue goes away.
Got it. Thank you.
Thanks. Anybody else? Sorry to all the people on the camera. I keep forgetting that it's there, and so I'm not looking at it, but.
No other questions? What about, let me just see this list. How about Bridget Winkler? Do you have a question? I just chose a random name. Tegan Thorne? No question.
Tegan has a question.
Oh, hey Tegan, I didn't even know you were on the call.
Oh, hi, Mike.
How are you? My name's Mike.
Tegan and Mike know each other, in case you couldn't notice.
Would you dissuade girls from wearing high heels?
That's a good question. I think it depends on, I would say two
It
things.
depends on the girl.
It depends on
the high heel.
Yeah, it depends on your role, and it depends on your tolerance for the high heels. This is a serious question.
Brian has a really high tolerance for high heels, so he tries to do the entire awards in high heels that are 6 inches, but not everybody can handle that. So it just really depends. But from what I've heard, you've had a lot of experience walking in high heels throughout the stone streets of Meatpacking District late at night when you were potentially drunk. So I think you'll be fine.
But I'll be sober that night, so.
Good, because alcohol is the wrong choice.
But anyway, it is a good question in the sense that like some of the roles are much more, some of the roles you're sitting, some of the roles you're moving, some of the roles you're standing. And so that's definitely something to be aware of. And for example, if you're on guest registration, you're going to be sitting, so you're fine. If you are one of our talent or production assistants, or you're going to be running around. If you are silent auction, it's going to be a lot of standing in one place. So if you have any questions about what your role will be like in that sense, or any concerns about it, definitely just email me and let me know. Anybody else have a question?
I just got a question on my phone from an anonymous source. Is there going to be food? Did we answer that?
We did already answer that.
Yeah. Oh, well, I got that. That was from 4 minutes ago.
Okay.
So, there may be food.
Okay. Well, I don't think there are any more questions, but as you all know, my phone is always open and my inbox is always open. So if you have any questions that come up, definitely feel free to send them my way. I'm going to send out all those final volunteer assignments to everybody, and I'm also going to send out this PowerPoint so that you can take a look at it. But honestly, I mean, it is really just, it's pretty much everything that we said, so I wouldn't be too concerned with it. But if you want to give it a second look, there's nothing that will be in there that you need to know that it's not also in the email. But for good measure, I'll send it out with the rest of that email. Thank you, all of you. And I guess that concludes our
thank you for joining
conference
us.
call, Google Hangout. And thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. I just got off tape.